Universal, thank you very much, invited us to a preview screening, the launch screening of Halloween Ends,
Hmm.
um, which is one that I've been looking forward to for a while. One, because Halloween Kills was fucking atrocious
Mm.
and probably one of the most horrible sequels I've seen to a movie that was actually pretty good,
I don't know.
pretty promising.
Freddy 2 was kind of dog shit, God.
I can watch
Jeepers
Freddy 2
Creepers
more
3.
than this.
That was the same concept, though.
What do you mean?
Freddy 2,
Yeah.
he was using that kid to do his killing.
Ah, yeah.
Anyway.
Um, so this one is about picking up from the events of Halloween Kills 4 years later. There we're introduced at the start to a kid named Corey who mistakenly kills a kid
Mm.
that he is babysitting on Halloween night in 2019 before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Kid dies, and then it kind of flashes forward. Um, Things haven't been good for old Corey. He gets bullied. He's like the town basically hates him, is very suspicious of him, and
Hmm.
he hasn't kind of gotten to a point where he's confident to be him.
Hmm.
He hooks up. Um, Even high school kids kind of bully him,
Which
and
is wild
that's
to me.
yeah. He took that cut on the arm, on the hand, pretty well.
Yeah.
Like he just didn't feel it. But anyways,
No.
um, he has an altercation with these high school kids, smashes a bottle, and then falls on the bottle because the high school kids basically wash him. Cuts his hand. Laurie breaks it up, slashes their tires, and then Laurie introduces him to her granddaughter,
Mm.
and then they start having a thing.
Mm.
Um, and then what kind of happens from there is Corey comes out of his shell a bit more, but then shit goes downhill. Michael kind of saves him in a way, or abducts him.
Mm.
And when Corey kind of is making his way out of Michael's lair, there is a transference of evil that occurs.
Right.
This then um, gives Corey psychotic tendencies, and
Mm.
he begins killing people in Haddonfield. And then also, he starts bringing victims into Michael's lair. Um, and with the killing, it almost reinvigorates Michael, who
Yeah.
seemed like he was almost, he was like hibernating, like a bear
Yeah. For 3 years.
for, yeah. Um,
It was like Lestat.
yeah.
Hmm.
Just heard the music and then he
Mm.
it looks like he was living on a steady diet of rats and all sorts of shit. But he's given up the mask and the knife, and he's not doing his normal Halloween night slashing.
I didn't give up the mask. He still wore the mask.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
he retired that knife though. Like that was enough for him.
Yeah, it was like the sword and the stone and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, saying that, the intro for the movie and the sort of the premise, what did you guys think?
I don't know. I slept on it yesterday. It was okay, I guess. Some of the kills were really good.
Mm,
I don't like the transference of evil.
mm,
I don't like them trying to introduce a new Michael Myers.
yeah,
Because even when they did
Hmm.
that, it was trash because they did that years ago already.
they did.
Um, I don't like it. Like that was the whole story. They did that with Friday the fucking 13th, part three. Like it's a little too on the nose. Um, I like the character progression for Laurie.
Mm,
I like that she wasn't just so fucking crazy anymore from from the first and second one. I like that there was an actual different character this time,
yeah.
more akin to how she was in the very first Halloween.
Yeah.
And she was sort of innocent and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, I liked her relationship that I saw with the cop, or the ex-cop now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. What else was there? For me, I guess the thing that I most liked was what's his face. It actually ended.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah,
What about you
I
there,
don't know.
Rado? Because yesterday you were like, I had a hard time watching that movie.
Yeah, I had a hard time enjoying that movie. Like there was just a lot of things that stuck out for me that I didn't enjoy. Like for example, so Laurie's relationship with her granddaughter. So you'd think after two previous movies and the relationship that they would have built, that regardless of a love interest or not, that she would have trusted Jamie Lee Curtis more for her fucking hunch than anything. But I guess at the same time, they needed something to sort of fill in that gap to give Corey a love interest as well. But I still thought it was kind of shit moving forward. Like there was a lot of logic there when she came into that fucking house during the end piece. It was like, why is Corey here? Why is he wearing a jumpsuit out of nowhere as well? And why is Michael's mask on the ground right next to him? And why is there, I don't know. Like there was just a lot of shit there. I was like, I mean, put the pieces together, bitch. You can make the fucking puzzle work. It's just like,
That is true.
yeah, that's just,
All the pieces were there.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was literally the smoking fucking gun.
yeah. And for me, I actually didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis's character, but then I didn't think about the first Halloween,
Hmm.
like her sort of going back and actually feeling comfortable again.
Hmm.
I didn't think about that shit at all, so that makes more sense to me now. And it was just very jarring going through it with seeing him like go through his sort of, I guess, puberty as fucking the next Michael Myers as well, with Corey doing his killing as well.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the idea of another Michael Myers too. I thought that was shit.
Yeah.
And some of the
Same.
conversations were a little bit Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And I didn't like the whole idea of like, why is there a 4 year time gap between Halloween Kills to Halloween Ends when we had like I guess, a precedent set with the first Halloween into Halloween Kills where it was almost straight away. I felt like it would have been made more sense if it just carried on instead of having a 4 year time gap there. And at the same time, the ending of this movie didn't sit with me too, with the whole let's see what the mob has to say about it, and then parading Michael's fucking corpse through the street.
I told you guys it was a little main justice. That's what it was.
Who sent out that
Yeah.
group text?
I know.
Who's got the whole town in their speed dial?
What do you mean? That sheriff would, like, you know how we get messages now? So and so is missing. They've been last seen here. That's just a message that goes out to every phone in that area.
Yeah, true.
They watching us. They watching us.
See, like, Barbara and Jerry are sitting down enjoying their Halloween film to check their phone to just see MMX'd rejoice. And they're just like, yeah.
P.S.
just a
He was
picture
mad
message.
buns.
It was a picture message and emojis. Like, that's all it was. It was like guns and knives and like all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They just sent a
Maybe
gif of
eggplant
William
and
Shatner.
the eggplant and splashing emojis too. So.
Just for the fuck of it. It was on auto correct. Suggested emojis.
That's what it was.
I think overall, as its own movie, I thought it was all right. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest fan of the Halloween franchise.
I like them too.
I'm the one that'll enjoy Rob Zombies a bit more than the other ones that have kind of played out. Halloween Kills was horrible. I enjoyed Halloween though, and if I were to watch them again, it'd be like Halloween and then Halloween Ends. David Gordon Green said, "Hey, the pandemic is gonna play out in this, which was the time jump that was supposed to happen from 2019 to where we're at now, 2022. There was supposed to be that, hey, like we were all quarantined and whatnot, but they didn't mention that
No.
Yeah.
in the movie, which would have explained the 4 years, but instead they just went, hey, it's been 4 years of quiet.
Mm.
The kills were were good in this movie. They were more intricate than what we've seen in Halloween Kills.
Mm.
I didn't like how they kind of sidelined key characters like Laurie, who like popped up in the movie, but it wasn't her story as much as it was her granddaughter's.
Mm.
And also sidelining Michael, like you was saying, by creating the new killer.
Mm.
I think there was a thread in there how the town sort of, with its attitudes and its way of living, creates these characters, these killer characters.
Mm.
But it wasn't enough for me to kind of like really latch onto and forgive Corey, even though he comes back from the dead. Some weird reason, only to have his neck broken by Michael. I think the writing was a bit weird in some bits as well. I don't know if like there was someone else sort of writing, because there was quite a few writers on this one. It was like
Too
four
many
writers.
writers. Too many.
Yeah. But overall, I'm glad that they just decided, let's actually put a definitive end to it. Don't know why Laurie was the one to fucking push him into the
They coulda
mulcher
helped
thing.
her.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like it was just weird. Like they were like, he's dead, finally, but not dead enough.
I know.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are they gonna do now? At that point, like that's probably where it was like, this is too much. Like it was too excessive. I know that they wanted to kind of make it that Michael was dead. You know what I mean? But what they really should have done was unmasked him to make sure that it was him, and then fucking, I don't know, taking his head off or something like that.
That's what I was expecting her to chop his head off with the knife there at the end.
Yeah.
And really kind of make that moment personal, because that was the franchise.
Yeah.
It was always Laurie's struggle against this boogeyman and her facing it, as opposed to, let's get the whole town involved.
Yeah. The whole idea of mob justice being involved was a mistake all the way from Halloween Kills to now.
But that was the other thing that I kind of like I thought of. Halloween Kills had Michael out there the whole time. And it was trash, because you can't do anything else with Michael except have him just kill people, and that shit just gets boring and repetitive after a little while.
Yeah.
Whereas this, when they sidelined him, like I was like, oh, but he's not the one killing. But yeah.
It was funny because I got excited there for a minute, because I thought, oh fuck, like, you know, the it's not him killing, and like he's really close with the daughter. Is her name Claire?
I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So it starts with a C. What's his face? And then I saw him stabbing that dude in the pool, and then that chick run inside, and then, like, you know, someone else attack her, and I was like, fuck. They're doing like the full Bonnie and Clyde fucking thing, and she and the granddaughter's dressed up like Michael, and she's wearing the mask and everything, and then it wasn't, and I was depressed. like that story makes sense to me. Like, can you imagine, like, Laurie's just lost her daughter to this monster, and now she has to take down her granddaughter?
Yeah. See, in this, that would have made sense. They touched on that in Zombie sequel, which was horrible. It was dog shit. It was the most unwatchable thing. But yeah, Laurie ends up going into that sort of zone.
All right.
Where she's like, she's almost the killer. Yeah.
Allison.
Alice. That's right.
Jesus, we were way off.
I know.
But-
Starts with a C.
But it's spelt Ally and then Sun. So ALLY and then Sun. Or extra naming.
Mm.
Yeah. Overall,
Think-
you go.
Sorry, I was gonna say overall, if this wasn't called Halloween Ends, this would have been a cool story. Like if this had no ties to the Halloween series at all, I wouldn't mind this because this would actually be a cool way to actually start a film when you think about it. Like if they just had this as a standalone. And it was just a story about a kid who has an accident and then fucking leans into the evil side of that accident and starts just doing shit because he finds someone out there who's been doing it before him and
Yeah.
fucking learns all that shit.
Yeah. It would have to be like a longer, bigger movie. Like they got they got away with a lot of shit just because like it was Halloween.
Mm.
And like what I don't like about the Halloween franchise is that it parades itself as a slasher, but then feels like free and open to kind of go into supernatural vagaries where they don't like actually say, hey, this shit is supernatural. That's why he can survive.
Hmm.
They just like, he just rose again. Jesus. He just keeps getting up. He's such a badass that we got to like staple him to the kitchen island and like loose all the blood from his veins.
Yeah.
And then
not
we got
just
to
from his
grind
neck.
him up.
Not just from his neck, from his hands and arms too.
Yeah.
You know what I was hoping for, like really hoping for, is that when he was like, they chucked him in there and they turned it on, he just like, Lori, and
That's what I
she
thought.
died with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting when they did pin him down and then he was choking her. In my head, my understanding was that evil has to die tonight, so maybe both of them have to go,
Yeah.
so that the story can finally fucking end.
Yeah. Yeah. Which would have made sense as well. There was also the heroic ending where Michael like gets up and then they turn it on and then she dives in like head first. Because if he grabbed her foot, she would have been ground up feet first. And it would have just ended like
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's how it should have gone too.
Yeah. I'll probably throw this on if I watch Halloween 2018, but I hate the Halloween franchise. I've said it before on here. There's no Halloween fans. There's only Halloween apologists.
Jesus.
And like y'all can hate me if you want, but like find me one person that's like, oh yeah, but like I love every single Halloween movie. There's always some that's like, yeah, but then they pulled that bullshit in 4 and 5, and like the Thrawn trilogy and all that cuck. Enough. All right, enough.
I don't know. Like, fucking, I think you can have your gripes with separate movies in a series, but then still enjoy it. It's like, I enjoy Star Wars episodes 1 to 6, but then 7, 8, and 9, I got some fucking problems with them. But at the same time, Halloween 2018 had a better feel to it than Kills and Ends altogether.
Yeah.
Some of the kills in that movie were better too. I think it was just overall a better story. They could have ended it with fucking Halloween 2018. Like, I'm still fucking enamored by when he puts his hand over that bathroom stall and drops the fucking teeth into that cubicle. That shit is fucking scary.
Yeah. It's wild that they went full like Peter Jackson with this trilogy.
Mm.
Like it didn't need to be
Yeah.
a trilogy. It could have just been like Halloween Ends Now, like as the
Yeah.
second movie. It didn't need to be Halloween Kills in between. Like that felt like filler bullshit.
Yeah.
We weren't treading any new ground.
That was filler though. Like that second movie was filler, and it felt like it.
Yeah.
When you revisit Halloween Kills, you find out it's more about the stories of the victims, and it's just real fucking boring.
It honestly, Halloween Kills could have been tacked onto this.
Yeah.
Like Tommy Doyle could have rounded up the gang and being sort of trying to chase the kills, but because there's two killers, they were going all over town. You know what I mean? There was no pattern
Yeah.
to it.
There's a little too much main justice going on.
It's been main justice for 2 weeks, for two movies so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Halloween ends. Like, I'm glad it's ended.
Yeah.
It's not the best Halloween movie in the franchise, and it's probably not going to be the best Halloween movie that we get this Halloween season either. Still Werewolf by Night. Most satisfying.
100%.
I don't know.